you, John, for taking my call. I love your show.
I'm looking at the other side.
And my boys, they play with boy toys, and my girls, they play with girl toys.
Yes, good day. I'm grocery shopping right here in Snowdon, would you believe?
I think you're missing the point here. Is it wrong to be a millionaire? No. Is it wrong to be a billionaire? Possibly.
Smart and definitely honest. The Night Side on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
Matthew Ross subbing in for John Pohl. We're here till 10 o'clock. I'll be sitting in tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. One of the big stories, at least on the Anglophone side of the city today, is the school closure, potentially or imminently, of Riverdale High School, which has been around a long, long time, located on sources between Pierrefonds Boulevard and Gouin. And we're lucky enough to have with us a teacher who maybe knows that building better than anybody, or just as well as anybody. Somebody who recently retired after 50 years with Riverdale High School. We're pleased to welcome to the show Dave Reid. Hi, Mr. Reid. How you doing?
Hi, Matthew. How you doing, big guy?
Now, I was going to ask you about that a little later on, but that's pretty funny. So when I let people know on social media that you would be on this program this evening, we had a lot of people referencing that kind of trademark, hello, how you doing, big guy kind of expression you had. Was that present all 50 years or what?
No, just the last since the 80s. I picked it up from guidance counselor at the Lindsay Place High School. And he matured and dropped it, and I just kept going with the big guy. But people think I remember their name forever because, hi, big guy, how's it going?
That's pretty smart. Yeah, no kidding. Now you've stepped away from Riverdale and had many years there. Obviously, what was your reaction when you heard that news today of the potential closure?
Well, I'm sure it was a sad day and a shocking day actually for the Riverdale community. We are a community school in that area. And also on the teachers, the teaching staff, the administration, the integration aides, the parent committees, the parents that drive their kids to school. It's just a sad story, and it had to be a real tough day at Riverdale this morning and for the rest of the day.
What I don't understand is if the facility is deemed to be not at capacity, why would they not just expand what they've been doing for decades at Riverdale, which is, leasing the basement to other schools and things of that nature? That's worked well, correct?
It worked well. I think you mentioned you were there in
90 to 95.
But right now, the basement is being taken up. The bottom floor is being taken up by adult ed, and a part of the second floor by the adult ed. We have a CFAB program, which is a recycling program, on the back part of the school where the Tech Voc used to be. And so Riverdale is basically right now half of the second floor and all of the third floor. So they did have some classrooms to give away on the second floor to the French school for the Welcome French program. So, I visited there a couple of times. It looks full to me. The basement's used. There's always something going on in that school.
In its heyday, Riverdale, what was it known for, in your estimation?
Well, we did have a Nobel Prize winner in physics.
Wow.
Which is something to speak about. But I was there. I wasn't there for 50 years. I came from NDG. I had... because I was phys ed, I had 4 elementary schools split. I came there in 74, and I think the thing that got to me about Riverdale was the actual size of it. The school itself, you could easily get lost in, and I think there was about 2,300 students there. And being in phys ed, I think we had 8 phys ed teachers at that time. We had very, very strong programs in football, hockey, basketball, volleyball, almost everything. We were in contention for city championships, or at least made the playoffs. So it was a good school to go into because there were so many kids that were interested in athletics and the athletic program that we ran there.
We had a texter, Ian in Côte-Saint-Luc, say, a little-known fact, Riverdale was one of the few high schools in Montreal that had an inclusion program for disabled students.
Yes, we do that. We've had wheelchair students there. We have a great resource department. We have tremendous teachers' aides at the school, very supportive, very well organized, and it's been carrying on for years, and it's a super program.
We're chatting with Dave Reid, who spent many years teaching at Riverdale High School on the gym side of things. And that was another thing at Riverdale. I don't know if it continued on in many years after, but one of the things that kind of kept people out of trouble was a lunch hour, having the gym open and students being allowed to come in and play basketball there instead of going off campus and doing other things or other non-constructive activities. So that gym seemed to be a safe haven for a lot of students and student athletes.
Yeah, I guess like most schools, Riverdale opens the gyms up for a basketball program, and in the past it was twice-a-week soccer programs, and kids can just come in and pick up a basketball and, play a game of American, keeps them off the streets, gives them something to do at lunch. And this year we have like ping pong tables, foosball tables in the cafeteria where the kids can, challenge one another and, just have a good time.
What was your favorite moment or your most proud moment of being a teacher at Riverdale?
Well, I'm proud of the students that I taught, number one. I'm proud of the staff that I work with. We have tremendous staff at Riverdale. We've had some really strong administrators. I ran the Europe trip there for 22 years, the grade 11 senior trip to Europe. But I think the thing that I really enjoyed the most would be the coaching. I coached basketball, track, volleyball. I coached hockey there. And the rapport you get with those kids, it just keeps you going, and it's something you look forward to at an end of a day of teaching, where you can get out with the kids that really want to be playing the sports, and it's a very good feeling. The kids are tremendous in that school, as is the staff.
What would you say right now to some of the parents who are listening right now, some of the former students that are trying to, I guess, come to grips with a school closing, and whether it was on the West Island in English and French, doesn't really matter. It's something that really upsets the fabric of a community, doesn't it?
Well, it's a tough feeling. If you've been there for a number of years and you're used to your own classroom as far as the teachers end go to it, it's like you're losing something in your life. Knowing that classroom that you have is going to be closed, and if you go to another school that's semi-full, you might not even get a classroom. And so there's a lot of uncertainty on the teachers. Are the kids going to go to Lindsay Place High School? Are the kids going to be going to PCHS? Because it's supposed to be a total merger, I think, with PCHS. Are the kids going to go to John Rennie, maybe the Sport at CJAD program? And the teachers are cut up that way to go to the schools where the students are going. As far as the students are concerned, I know I wouldn't want to be a student in grade 10, used to the routine, and knowing that I'm not going to graduate with my friends in grade 11. When it comes to passing out the diplomas and the prom, they know that, and the kids in grade 9 now that are going into grade 10 next year, which is a tough year for students, grade 10, they know that they're not going to be with their friends. They know they're not going to be with the teachers that they're used to. And you get used to a teacher. You know what to expect from them, and they know what to expect from you. So I think that's the most difficult part is the uncertainty of what's going to happen next year.
Mr. Dave Reid, a longtime teacher at Riverdale High School, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. Wish it was under better circumstances, but thanks for putting some perspective on a school that's been around for a long, long time.
My pleasure, big guy.
There you go. There you go. That's Mr. Dave Reid, phys ed teacher for many years at Riverdale High School, and as he mentioned, involved in a lot of other extracurricular activities. One of the guys that everyone would look forward to. Leather jacket, cowboy boots, and the guy who was on the ski trip and all that other kind of fun stuff outside of the classroom. It is the night side here on CJAD 800. Matthew Ross in for John Pohl. A reminder as we head to traffic, his bedside manner needs some